sprints. So starting with the sleep and the exercise foundation,
Mm.
because you don't want to jump right to supplements or right to, obsessing over vitamins and minerals until you have the foundation down. Because once, the weight training, the sleep, the sprinting, those are the main contributors. I'm not trying to judge anyone, but I don't like when influencers aren't transparent and have
That's my biggest problem as well. They
yeah.
don't say anything. I believe like if you're taking anything, TRT, steroid or whatever, we need to be more open about it. Hey, welcome to Better Self Podcast. It's your boy Fon Chris, and we're back for a brand new episode today with somebody called Jonathan. Is a master training. So today we're gonna talk about testosterone, how to optimize it in a natural way. We're gonna add some fitness as well, a lot of things around it, nutrition, vitamin, anything. All right. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let him introduce himself. He's gonna do it better than me. So, Jonathan, what's up?
Not too much. I'm grateful to be on your podcast. I'm excited. As you mentioned, my name is Jonathan. I'm a master trainer, Guinness World Record holder.
Mm,
I grew up always being active, but got into fitness just to give a little brief bio, learning the hard way. I didn't know how to
mm,
work out. I couldn't afford a personal trainer.
yeah,
So I learned through trial and error, had injuries, imbalances,
yeah,
and then pursued the credentials to fix myself.
yeah.
And then as I gained the credentials and, fixed my imbalances, that's how I found the passion for teaching others.
Yeah, I mean, I always say to people like the best way for you to kind of learn about fitness, especially when you're new, is to kind of like have a lot of injury because when you have injured, that's when you know yourself better. You know how your back hurts, how your knee,
Yeah.
you know those name of the muscle that you never knew before, rotation curve, you know that, you know what I mean, the hips issue. Like I think that's how you learn the technique and then you get to be more careful. I think that's the best way. You have to hurt yourself, you have to be injured. I mean, you have to be able to recover to kind of like know, the reason why, the correct way to train. So what make you actually train? Was it more like self-confidence or was it, because for me, it was more like because I felt like I was too skinny. I didn't really like how I look. I was like, I gotta change something. And I
Ah,
just started and I just fell in love with it.
that is a good thing to mention because it really does make you more confident.
Hmm.
And but no, I started when I was 16, and
Yeah.
I started because I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing myself get stronger
Hmm.
and seeing the progress. It was motivating, and it was an outlet as well. Having so much energy, it
Yeah.
was an escape at the time. Even though over the years my motivation changed,
Yeah.
but it was always that outlet.
Or you
It
become
was
less motivated or
it helped me. It helped me, with motivation, with focus. It was always that like escape, but it really did help me with everything because as you know, it's a keystone habits. It made me eat healthier. It made me, I didn't want to stay out late with friends. I wanted to get home, get to bed early, to go to the gym early. So it changed my whole lifestyle, even as a teenager.
okay, then that's cool. So we're just gonna go straight to it. I know you have a lot of knowledge when it comes to fitness. So testosterone, what do you know about it? Do you kind of like, can you give us some, do you have anything to say? Like, because a lot of people there, as I said to you, because of the way Andrew Tate things now, men looking like men being strong and all that, we feel like we need that to have more strength. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if you can actually help us, like, do you know any way how it works and then any way to kind of like boost it for people?
Yeah, so I would say first of all, well, I'm a drug-free athlete, so I've never taken any synthetic
Yeah.
steroids, performance-enhancing drugs.
I'm talking a natural way, so don't worry about it. I'm not gonna go
Good,
to
good. No,
that.
I like that. And I'm
Yeah,
not a doctor, but in my experience,
yeah.
so I would say to start with the baseline,
Mm.
um, I would say first sleep. Sleep is the most important thing because
Yeah, I
if
struggle
you
with that one.
oh man, because yeah, if you don't get enough sleep, it just destroys testosterone levels. So getting that steady sleep, and it has to be a consistent sleep pattern. So I'll start with
Mm.
the basics, and then I'll get into more like vitamins and stuff like that. But yeah, you definitely need to get the foundation down because if you sleep decent most of the week and then have one night where you don't sleep well and you stay up late, it throws off your whole sleep cycle. So you
Mm.
want to have good, consistent sleep. To have that foundation. Then I would say the weightlifting. Weightlifting is one of the biggest things, increase testosterone. So lifting heavy, all rep ranges. So not just going in there and, picking up lightweight for, 20 reps. You want to choose a weight that's challenging for the rep range. and you wanna get in the low reps, so that power range, 1 to 5, 6 to 8, once you work up to it, of course. And so, yeah, heavyweight and sprints. So starting with the sleep and the exercise foundation,
Mm.
because you don't wanna jump right to supplements or right to, focusing, obsessing over vitamins and minerals until you have the foundation down. Because once the weight training, the sleep, the sprinting, that's the those are the main contributors.
Yeah.
So yeah, so sprinting, for example, if you do like intervals or just sprints, either way, it boosts growth hormone, testosterone. If you do, let's say, sprints once a week, interval training once a week, and then like a steady state run once a week, but not too far. Maybe like
Mm.
2, 3 miles, up to 5. But the longer you run, the more it affects testosterone in a bad way. So yeah, once they have a foundation of that, they'll see a huge difference. And then on top of that, you can cut out microplastics, try not to drink from bottled water, trying to avoid.
Oh yeah, that's another thing as well. What about like like you cannot drink from like plastic bowl, right?
Yeah, supposedly it's I've read a lot of studies how the plastic leaches in and you get microplastics and then your body perceives it as like estrogen. Same thing with shampoos and stuff like that. So I would say you can take a look at I would look at water next and try to get rid of plastic bottles and just drink from a filter, and you can have like a thermos if you need to bring water with you. I would try to avoid plastic. And then
So that mean like when you buy, I mean, I don't know if you buy water. Do you actually buy it, or or if you buy water, it come in a plastic anyway? So
it does. I have, I've recently I was drinking out of plastic a lot, but I just recently also made the change. I was so tired of it, and because I know that it must be affecting me hormonally in a bad
is it
way.
is it is it more bad when you open it already, or let's say the water is in the shop, right, in the plastic, on a
Yeah.
bottle. If you empty it, you put it like in the metal or any other glass bottle, that's fine. Or is it from the shop already bad, or is it like as soon as you open it?
It's hard to say. I do know that it's not good to sit in the heat. So if you have like a package of bottled water
Mm.
and you keep it in your car in like the summer sun,
Yeah,
supposedly that's
yeah.
going to leach more. But I don't know if they're ever, you know, in shipping and storage. I don't know if they're ever in
Mm,
hot environments already.
mm,
But you can always get a water filter like off
yeah,
Amazon. Throw it on a faucet as long as depending where you live. Because I know like my dad's
yeah,
from Greece, and in Greece, some places you're not supposed to drink the water. So it
yeah.
depends where you live, but most places throw on a filter on the faucet and you just drink straight from the faucet.
Yeah, I think that's not so
Yeah.
bad actually. Yeah.
And then the other thing I was gonna say was sugar, cutting out
Yeah.
sugar. And
Yeah.
sugar also kills testosterone. Like direct correlation. You eat something really sugary, really sweet, insulin goes up, everything else goes down. So trying to cut out sugary foods. Then you can get into the more of the nutritional side and mindset as well. Not to jump around, but
Mm.
I feel like testosterone will increase, certain times. If you're being competitive, if around attractive women, there's different scenarios. So I feel like you can almost kind of shift your mindset. Like if you're going to the gym and you want to have a crazy workout, you can kind of get into that mindset where I feel like this is my theory, but I feel like you can kind of, raise it a little bit.
Oh yeah. I mean that's true. I kind of like agree with that. But when it comes to the workout, people always talk say like, I think you have to focus more on like big muscle, like such as legs, body part. Like people say like legs, I think is one of the most important. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, yeah. So not all muscle groups are created equal because some have more of a training effect than others. So like you said, legs, bigger muscle groups release
Mm.
more, growth hormones, testosterone, and more training effect on the body. So you don't want to start with like biceps, you want to start with a bigger muscle group. And so if I'm going to work out my full body, for example, if I was going to do like a full body routine twice a week or 3 times a week, I would start with legs and then,
Mm.
chest or back and then, either shoulders or I like to break it up in movements. So, for example, horizontal push is chest, horizontal pull is back, upper back, vertical push is shoulders, vertical pull is lats,
Yeah, yeah.
elbow extension, elbow flexion. Your core does four things: a rotation, an anti-rotation, a flexion, and extension. And then your legs either hip dominant or knee dominant. So you can break it up, routines up like that. And then there's
Yeah.
other ways to kind of customize it.
Are you more into like full body workout, or you focus more on the thing is like split?
That's a good question. I've done them all recently. I kind of do a little bit of both where I like functional training and hybrid style training. So I don't do bodybuilding stuff, but I also don't like doing full body in one day because it's a lot. I'll do it for like conditioning maybe once a week.
Mm.
Aside from that, I like doing a push day. So I'll do like chest, shoulders, triceps, maybe a leg exercise. Then I'll do a pull day where I'll do, a heavy horizontal pull, which is upper back, like a dumbbell row, a heavy lat pull down, curls, something for like extension.
Mm.
So I'll break it up a little differently. And then a leg day. So I like push pull legs. A lot of people don't like that, but I like push pull legs and then like a full body conditioning day or something functional or you know what I mean? It kind of gives you some.
Yeah, I used to do that as well. I mean, I used to do like a split, like, and then after that, I have one time in the week where I actually do the full body workout.
Oh, that's
So for me,
perfect.
yeah, I used to do that. I mean, my mind is like, okay, I'm trying to like reset my body or to trying to like get everything. Because if you do like chest, let's say I'm doing like chest, like the typical chest and triceps, and then you can do like a back of your little bit of shoulders as well, and then you can mix with some arm, and then after that you have a leg day, and then another day you do like full body workout, more like compound movement, you know. So I used to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, of course. The reason why I do that because I like having like less break during my workout, so I can actually it can actually look a little bit like a cardio because I don't really do much cardio, so I just do like high intensity kind of workout. So
I
because me, I
see.
focus more on strength
So you
rather than
superset.
yeah, superset, yes. But the only problem I have with that is I've been doing that for a lot of time, but what I realize is I mean, you have a lot of strength in terms of like you have less break because when I train with other people, they're like, "Oh my god, are you on drug or something?" Because your heart's always pumping, you going back to back. But the only thing you struggle is with that type of workout, you cannot lift too heavy, so
Ah,
you're always
yes.
gonna be block with some medium type of weight, you're gonna feel like your body is training, but you're not gonna hit that plateau because you cannot increase the weight. And now that's my issue today. And now I feel like I need to kind of like switch it up and then start lifting more heavier and then keep on track of my weight, like the weight I'm actually pushing and trying to like make increase it like week by week. I don't know if your
Yeah.
technique is more like increasing weight or I don't know. How do you track yourself?
I like to do that's great training, very functional the way you're training. For
Hmm.
me, I like to focus on the strength and like the power ranges.
Hmm.
So I'll kind of split it up where I'll focus purely on going heavy uh, not every workout because I'll change the rep ranges, but when I'm there for like my heavy pull day, I'm doing like 5 reps, 5 sets of like row. And I'll rest 2 minutes in between, so plenty of rest. Sometimes I'll maybe superset with a different pull movement. Otherwise, I'll just keep it separate to really get as strong as possible, and then I'll do my cardio separately.
Hmm.
So you can
You
try
do
that.
cardio daily.
Not not daily. I would say I try to do 2 to 3 runs a week to maintain. So I'll try to do like a speed work day, an interval day, and then like a 3 to 5 mile run for like that steady state work capacity.
Hmm.
But yeah, like ideally 3 days a week, or maybe instead of the speed work day, like a full body conditioning day, kind of like how you train. But I like separating the
I think I
power.
want to try what you're doing now. I think my mindset is more going into that because now I feel like I need to kind of challenge myself to push more heavier.
Yeah,
Because
I think
I
you do
don't
great.
really take a lot of break. I feel like now I need to like just calm down, go hard, and then take a little bit of 2 minute break and then just go back again.
Yeah, if you're going heavy, like, 6 to 8 reps, you could rest minute and a half between each
Mm,
set. And if you're doing like push and pull, you could superset. So you could
mm,
do like dumbbell chest press, heavy set, six reps, 7 reps, 8 reps. And as soon as you finish, you could do like heavy rows, same
yeah.
thing. So you could superset like that. But if you're doing like a pull day, heavy dumbbell rows, you could rest 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. You're just
Mm,
focusing on the strength, the power.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. So the other thing, what are you actually? Because I know, like, I want to talk more about what you do, and I think the whole trying to be better. So, what is your goal when it comes to fitness? Like, what you like? Because I feel like as I watch your video, I think you was on a Guinness record as well. Was it for? I watch a
Yes,
little bit of snap of that. Is it? Was it like a pull up we was doing with the
it was a dead hang, so it was
dead hang, right?
heaviest weighted. The wording was a little weird. They wanted to change the title. It was heaviest weight lifted while hanging suspended in a dead hang position. So basically, just a weighted dead hang, 300 pounds for a
Damn.
minute, 4 seconds. Thank you.
Yo, I saw that video. I'm like, this guy is mad, you know. So yeah, so what are you actually working on? Like, what's your goal when it comes to fitness? Because I know things can get a little bit boring when you start training. First of all, you are young and you feel like, okay, I want to challenge myself, and then after that, time after time, things get a little bit boring now. So I think you have to find like a purpose.
Oh
So
yeah.
what are you trying to do? Like,
I like to push myself to see what I'm capable of. So, being drug free my entire life, I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and I think it's fascinating how the body adapts. And so, I just like to keep pushing and see how far I can go. So, for example, in high school, I was so excited when I got 135 pounds on a bench. I was
mm,
so excited because I started with like a 25 on each side, which was like 95 pounds. I'm not sure what that is in kilograms, but then I was excited when I got 185 pounds, and then 205, and then 225, and then 275, and then 350. Like it was cool how the body had hit a plateau, and then
mm,
by mentally just not accepting it and pushing through, weeks or months later, I'd break through and get to another level, and then
yeah,
another level, and then even when there were times where I couldn't lift consistently, I'd get weaker. But coming back with muscle memory, coming back was always easier and easier and easier. But my why, I would say, is to inspire others to realize that they're capable of much more than they know. So symbolically, we all have these self-imposed limitations, and if we just break down our own limitations and get out of our own way, we can accomplish way more than we even know. So I never imagined I'd be a Guinness World Record holder, but by just pushing myself throughout my entire life and getting a really good strength to weight ratio, I'm like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", 183 pounds. But by getting the stronger I got, the lighter my body felt. So the
mm.
easier pull-ups would feel. And so I saw that I was pretty close to like climbing records and hanging records. So then I just decided to go for it. So my point is that everybody's so much more capable than they even know.
Yeah, yeah. I think you gotta push yourself. I think we
Yeah,
don't know until, especially like when you train with people, sometimes you push yourself in a way where you never done before when you're on your own. Because I feel like we
absolutely.
don't know how limit how much we can actually push.
Yeah, I completely agree. For sure.
So what about, I know like you say something about supplement. You don't really take supplement. I know like the different type of supplement, you know what I mean? So do you class like creatine part of it as well, or you do you take any type of supplement? Or you just
Personally, I don't right now,
hmm.
and throughout my life, I never really did. I just prioritized lifting consistently and trying to sleep as much as I could.
How
And
about vitamin? Do you take vitamin as well?
I need to start taking at least a multivitamin, but for like the last 10 years, I would just lift. I would just have some coffee and just lift. A lot of people will, you know, get in their head and think like, oh, I ran out of my supplement. I can't make progress in the gym. And they don't necessarily need any of that to make progress. If they're just lifting consistently, eating good, sleeping, you know what I mean? So if they're doing the fundamentals, they're going to have amazing progress. But supplements are great. I just haven't, really prioritized finding a supplement that I like. Sometimes I would do protein shakes. Sometimes I tried creatine for
Hmm.
a few weeks when I was younger. I'm 36 now, and it works. It gives you a little bit of an edge. So there's little things. I tried a couple pre-workouts. Glutamine helps you recover faster. So there's supplements people can use,
There's
but
such a thing as vitamin, like I mean, like what do you call it, magnesium and all that. You don't take it to kind of
uh,
help your body, because I feel like this is kind of needed because when we train, we break our body a lot, and sometimes the muscle tissue kind of struggle to recover. And then again, if you eat the right food, I mean, when it comes to supplement, there is like a different type of supplement. When it protein is something like you don't have to have it because you can actually get it from food, especially someone like you are like have more knowledge about the fitness, about the food. You can actually get it from food. Creatine, because for what I heard, the research that I've do, I think is like the not perfect, but like the most searched supplement in the world. So it's more like I'm not gonna say it's as safe as safe, but it's actually there's less risk only if you don't drink a lot of water. If you don't drink a lot of water, you might actually have like kidney failure or something like that. But when it comes to the vitamin, it's different because most of the food that we eat today, they are actually like ultra processed food. So is not as natural as we think it is. Sometimes you can't eat fruits. You might think like the fruit that you're having is a real fruits, but
Yeah,
he's he's been like work out, so he's not really like as natural as we think it is. That's the reason why sometimes we need like such as like vitamin like K2, and you need like magnesium because of your muscle, because of your bones, because we put a lot of stress on
yeah,
our bones as well as we actually lifting heavy as well. So I think that's something I wanted to add. But if you have more knowledge about food, you can actually get all those vitamin from the food that you're not gonna need
true.
vitamin, as we know.
And I do agree. Like a multivitamin, I need to get a multivitamin. I'm sure it would help me. That stuff is important because you're right. A lot of our foods today lost a lot of the nutrients, and
Yeah.
they're not what they used to be.
Mm.
So you're completely right about that.
Even like the multivitamin, the thing about multivitamin, I used to take it before, but what happened with multivitamin? You don't have the right level of what you actually need. That's why it's better to take, if you're gonna take vitamin D, it's better to take vitamin D. It's better to take magnesium like separate. You don't have to take it
Specifically,
together. I know it's so we all want to do it. Just take one tablet, boom, I'm done for everything. But it doesn't work that way. The level of like because before it used to be good, but now the society we're living today, everything is just like it's not even organic anymore. So that's why our level on everything is just like so down right now, especially like even vitamin D. We don't have as much sun as we wanted to have. And now we spend more
yeah,
time like, at home. We seeing people working from home and, like people spend time in the car, in the house. So it's like we need all those things. So
that's true. That actually reminds me about going back to the testosterone
uh,
increase. Sunlight.
sunlight, yeah.
Yeah, be it in the sun, on your chest, your back, just that exposure supposedly increases testosterone as well.
Yeah.
Forgot to
Do you
mention
feel
that.
more like challenging when you come to, because I know like the fitness industry have changed a lot when you see social media and you see people looking bigger than they actually should because of all the supplement that they're actually taking. Does it make you feel some type of way?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because growing up like 10 years ago, I saw there's sort of a steroid epidemic now.
Yeah,
And
it's too much.
yeah, and I'm not hating on I have a lot of friends who are bodybuilders and that's a part of the industry, but 10 years ago I saw these influencers who were not natural and they would say that they were natural. They wouldn't openly be transparent. And so I knew I had a feeling that it was going to lead to an epidemic because people aren't, stupid. And so these teenagers knew that they weren't natural and that was that 240-pound lean muscle body at 6 foot wasn't a natural body, and it
Mm,
was a false expectation. And so then teenagers started getting on drugs, and so now today we have high schoolers where
mm.
I don't know the percentages, but such a higher percentage
It's
of
too
young people
much.
on steroids. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not good because it affects them hormonally, and also it weakens connective tissue. So so for example, me being drug free, I never have any traumatic injuries despite being doing explosive movements, heavy
Mm,
movements, because over time your body adapts. But when
yeah.
you take steroids, it weakens your connective tissue amidst other things as well. And so you might be benching and your pec might tear, or you might have a rotator cuff just tear doing
Mm.
like a overhead press. So puts you at a much higher injury risk. But yeah, when I go to the gym and I see big people, I don't necessarily, mind. I'm excited to see people in fitness and passionate about fitness. The only thing and I'm not trying to judge anyone, but I don't like when influencers aren't transparent and have
That's my biggest problem as well.
yeah,
They don't say anything. I believe like if you're taking anything, TRT, steroid or whatever, we just have to talk like now we are talking about supplement. I tell you like I take creatine, I take protein, vitamin, that's it. But we need to be more open about it because other than that, people gonna start taking things we have having information, especially the young kids right now. You go to the gym,
yeah.
you can tell like you've been
Oh
training for a
yeah.
lot of years. When you see certain body, like you don't want to get this body in 1 year.
Oh yeah, it takes years. It took me probably 10 years to even reach close to my peak, but
Hmm.
like 5 years to reach good maturity. And you'll see these high schoolers who look like they're, my age. They'll look
Yeah,
like they're
yeah.
30, 35, 36. And it's a shame because yeah, it messes them up hormonally. I feel like if someone's not a competitive bodybuilder, they shouldn't even consider steroids until they're in their 30s. because they need to put the work in, they need to put the time in, get that maturity. If they put 10, 15 years of lifting in, and then in their 30s they want to consider it, unless there's a medical issue and they need it. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like because I think like everybody's just accessible, like to everybody now. It's so easy to get anywhere you go. You can actually get it anytime. And I think people don't think about the future; they only think about it now. People
Yeah.
taking steroid because I want to look good on my T-shirt on Saturday night. Summertime is coming, but people don't think about in 10 years, 20 years. A lot of people having like heart failure as well. This is like a
Yeah.
serious issue because like professional, they used to take it and then they used to have a doctor that gonna follow you and trying to check everything. Your blood is right, your heart rate is right. But now there's kid. They just like you live with your parent, just go there, take it, and just get bigger. But you don't even know how your heart is doing, if your body can handle it. And then you're gonna hear like many people here I know when they turn like 30, 35, and just gonna hear like, heart attack or anything. I'm not saying everybody, but we have a lot of story like that in the fitness industry. We have a lot of bad news that we heard. What, this like influencer used to be big and whatever, something just happened to him. So
Yeah.
it kind of, yeah, and the people don't trying to bring it out so much because we all know the truth. We all know how it works, but I feel like it's just a shame that the people that have that type of lifestyle, they're not out there to tell the truth to the
No,
young generation. Like people like me and you, we already knew about it. So if I want to take it to that, I would know exactly what's coming. So like it's not like for the new generation where the
definitely.
Instagram generation is it's just such a shame, you know.
It is, and a lot of people don't realize, like you were saying, with the heart failure, because when
Yeah.
you have 40 pounds of muscle,
Yeah.
it's more strain on your heart. It's like being 40 pounds overweight, but muscle even uses more resources than fat. So it's, demanding more oxygen, more resources. So if you're 250 pounds of lean muscle, your heart has to work so much harder. And then if you add in, if that person likes to run, or if they're like a hybrid athlete, like you're seeing these huge hybrid
Mm.
athletes now, that's not really sustainable to be. Some of them are 220, 240. If they're tall, that makes sense, but
Yeah.
if that's not their natural body weight, it's so much strain on their heart, and so you see a lot of heart failure. And it's interesting because I feel like the body will it adapts so quickly. So, like, for example, if I start running more, I
Mm.
drop 10 pounds, I'll lean out. If I start lifting more, I'll gain 10 pounds. And so the body is so smart that it just
You
adapts to
gotta
what you're
adapt
doing.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you throw steroids in the mix, it'll hold on to that muscle. So if you start increasing your mileage as like a hybrid athlete and start running a lot and your body wants to get leaner, it holds on to that muscle and it's not natural. So then your body's being so strained. That's my theory is, this
Mm.
isn't from a doctor, but this is just from what I've learned, from what I've seen. Your body
Earth
knows
science,
best.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it
Yeah, I get it. I
just
get it. I get it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like for a lot of people, actually, they've been training. I mean, they always say like, how you been training for so many years, and why keep you kind of going? Because I know sometimes you can get bored. So, what make you? How long you been training now? If you can actually attitude that.
Um, I started officially lifting weights around 16 and I'm 36. So,
Uh,
it's over 20 years.
okay, that's a lot of years. So, what make you keep going? Like, what kind of push you today?
I
When
would
you wake up
say,
in the morning, you want to hit the gym. And then for me, and by the way, is 3 day. If I'm having a bad week or whatever, I always give myself three day maximum. When I hit that third day, I know like I must go to the gym. Because when you pass the 3 days, that's when you start hitting your mind. Like, you be like,
yeah,
man, there's something going on.
yeah. And actually, you're right about that because after the third day is when like the previous workout like stimulus ends. So
Yeah.
like, and not that you're gonna lose strength in a week, but after 3 days, you kind of like baseline in a
Like
sense.
this is no recovery no more.
Yeah, yeah,
We go
exactly.
into the losing phase now.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I would say now, since I'm, getting older, it's to maintain. Still, I'm gonna
Mm,
push myself and try to continue to break records and push myself, but it's to maintain. I want to be able to perform the same, 20 years from now,
mm.
and to play with, my uh, kids,
Y-
family, be
You know
active.
what? This is crazy because I wish my friend was here to listen to what you're saying right now because what you're saying is exactly what I've been saying for ages. Every time people ask me, I always say, you know what? My goal is to, as I'm getting older, I just want to be stronger And my dream is I always see myself as going to park with my kids or even my grandkids, being that granddad doing like push ups like in a park. And be like, yo,
Ah,
your granddad, your dad is fit, like he's there, like I'm 70, I'm doing like, 20 or pull ups. For me,
yeah,
this is how I see fitness. This is kind of like my vision. This is I do it more for like to as you grow older, you want to stay strong and
yeah.
adapt as well. And then I think that's the whole goal is to stay healthy. Because now we talk about fitness, people always forget the healthy part.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, a
It's more
lot of.
about the look now.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, definitely on the same page. Oh, wow. And what's something inspirational to share? So when I was doing obstacle course races, to show that age is such a small, factor, like age
Uh,
is just a number. There were these guys in their mid 50s. I was like 30 at the time. Guys in their mid 50s who would always beat me. I could never catch them in these obstacle course races. It shows you
wow.
that age is just a number. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it is because sometimes when you see people that your friend, I'm sure you have a lot of friends that actually don't train, people that used to go to high school with, when you see them now, sometimes they're gonna remind you how old you are because as you are into that lifestyle, you actually look younger than you are. You look fitter as well. And then when you're around same people, be like, oh my God. That's when you see the difference based on the life choice that you made.
That's true. Yeah, it keeps you young. Like hormonally, the weightlifting, the running, the sprinting, all of that. Yeah, it really does keep you young. It's crazy. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 40 now,
No, you're,
Yeah,
you're
I
kidding
am.
me.
I'm 40
No
now.
way.
I
What?
am because people don't believe me. Yeah. I
What?
eat healthy and I train. I don't drink alcohol. And yeah,
I thought you were like 20.
I'm
Like
not
you're
20, man.
mature.
I, I I know that's the
yeah.
reason why when I say things, that's why like, man, this guy is too young to be saying wise things like that. You know what I mean? Like,
You're
you know what I mean?
what?
I just turned 40. It's crazy, right?
Damn, that is
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. So it's
Man.
like that's why I'm so obsessed with the whole lifestyle of being fit, being like what do you call it? You have to be good in your mind as well, what you eat. So tell me about your nutrition. Like, how is your food like?
It's good. I don't follow, macros, micro. I don't track anything. Nothing
I
wrong
hate
with it.
doing that. I hate doing that. I just can't be asked. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just being there trying to act like 2 kilogram of whatever. I can't, man. I just see this food is good for me. This is like a natural food. It come from like this is not coming from a lab. I'm gonna eat this. So I need less carb. I know like the amount of carb that I have to have. I go for like a clean carb or whatever. I don't really check the weight, anything. I don't do that. I don't eat like fast food. I know like if I don't eat fast food, I only eat like normal food I actually cook. No
Yeah.
fast food, no fizzy drink, no alcohol, no juice, anything. I'm just
Wow.
yeah, I was in my car, called my mom. I have like a bottle with me. I was drinking. My mom was like, "What are you drinking?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Of course, water."
Of
She's like, "Oh
course.
yeah, of course, water."
That's funny.
Yeah. So how's your food like?
I mean, similar. I like the balance, like you have, where
Yeah.
I
But
try.
sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I'm a human baby. Sometimes I'm with like my son and you want to eat something like a fast food or anything, a one off, I can get it. Like a one off is
Yeah,
not bad like McDonald's, just like, you know what I mean? Because
true.
it's about what you eat consistently. That's actually affect your body. It's not what you eat at once in a while. So
That's true.
just
And
to be clear.
oh yeah, no, I completely agree. They're mostly healthy, beans, rice, like chicken,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
beef, but then occasionally like some fast food or occasionally. So yeah, pretty much the same balance. Where I live
Mm,
life, uh,
of
if
course.
and then occasionally like some dessert or I just try to avoid processed, anything that's not, the unnatural stuff, high sugar. I don't do sodas. I like you, pretty much on the same page with that for
The
sure.
only thing I'm struggle right now is actually I don't know if you can say anything, the breakfast, right? The breakfast. So how do you have in the breakfast now? Because I know like a lot of people are now saying like, I used to have like oatmeal, like porridge, like oats. And now, I mean, if you follow Instagram, there's too much
Oh yeah.
information. People are like, no, oats is bad. You don't have to eat it. It's not made for people. It's made for animal. All that. I was like, man, this is the only thing I was having in the morning. So what is like your breakfast like?
Yeah, so I had to answer that, I had a client who was a gastroenterologist, so she
Mm,
knew everything about nutrition, everything about that. And I asked her, I was like, I was asking her questions, and she said that everybody is a little different. So, what might be good for someone, it's not going to necessarily be bad for someone. It might be, but It's just something might be like dairy, for example. Like some people
Mm,
can handle a lot of dairy and be completely
yeah,
fine. Some people can't have any dairy. And
yeah.
so everyone's, diet can be a little different, but I would say I love oatmeal. And honestly, and I feel fine when I have a little oatmeal. And it gives me energy that lasts me all day. So I can have like a big bowl of oatmeal with some peanut butter, some honey.
Same. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my breakfast.
I
I
love
love
that.
peanut butter and that. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, and I don't feel, like, bloated or anything. So, I mean, for me, people might say it's bad, they might say it leaches minerals and vitamins, but I feel the best when I have that. But my wife, she'll make eggs every morning, so I have, like, eggs, some toast, and then or oatmeal, so either eggs and oatmeal, or sometimes I'll throw in some toast if I have a really busy day.
Mm.
But I respond really well to a lot of carbs. Some people don't, so everyone's different.
Do you
But,
eat like a normal carb or you have to go for like brown and all that?
to be honest, I just kinda eat,
I bet you have fast metabolism, right?
yeah, I feel like you're
Yeah.
very similar to me.
Yeah, I'm the same as well. Yeah, we can actually afford it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think the only time where I feel like I need to cut off all those things is when I want to look really lean and I want to see my veins and all that. That's when you
yeah,
have to get that serious. But as because based on the type of workout that you do, because I saw your video, I think you are more. I mean, you do like high intensity as well. Like you, I mean, you are focused on strength, and the way you train, it make you lose the body fat very quick as well. So you don't need to do
yeah,
like a high intensity cardio because you're already going like, you know, your
that's
workout is
true.
already intense. Yeah, that's the reason. And because of your body type as well, you can just adapt.
True. No, that's true. Yeah, it's I've always been lean. So everyone's different. If someone naturally has more body fat, they might not respond as well to carbs. But everyone has their advantages and disadvantages. But for me, I feel like yeah, similar to you, I'll eat whatever, and I'll still be about 10 to 15% in that range of body fat. Like you're probably what, like 12%,
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
something like
Around,
yeah. And
up and
so,
down.
and you could probably eat whatever you want, but of course you don't because you feel
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I mean, it's like it's for me. You know, when you have all those information, right? Every time you consume something, I just like my brain is converting that to something else. Now I'm like, I don't see food as food anymore. You know what I mean?
Uh,
When I see food, I see what it can actually do to your body. It's like the
true.
same way you was talking to water. A lot of people just drink water like that, but you thinking about, you know what, the water when it comes to a plastic have to be this, this, this. Of course, we cannot follow everything to the T, but whatever you can control, you have to kind of like, follow it. That's the reason why you have all this knowledge you have to pass to other people as well.
That's true. Yeah, not completely agree.
So
But yeah, try the eggs. If you like oatmeal,
yeah,
I say go for it personally.
that's my best thing for breakfast, to be honest with you. So do you actually have a because I'm not like you're a personal trainer as well, you have a team of people that you actually train as well? Or I don't know if you're a
So
personal trainer as a personal trainer or you have just have like an organization where you kind of run something.
yeah, so in the past I worked at all different group training places,
Mm.
so many different group training gyms, and then personal training on the side with clients.
I know it's
But
not easy though.
no,
I
it's
try to do full time, but I don't know, like, because I have a different job. I just like do it on the side, but I know I love the fitness stuff, but it's kind of hard to kind of do it like full time to kind of base your life into that. As you get older, as well, it just like, and the money is not as great. The money can be good, but you really have to give
oh
all
yeah,
your life, and then you
yeah,
only have your body. You gotta rest sometime, So yeah, I don't know how you
it's
feel
tough.
about it.
No, it's definitely tough, and I feel the same way where I kinda got burned out, so I kinda stepped out of the industry, and
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
actually working in construction.
I,
Uh,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
but the fitness venture, I'm trying to step back in, but in the online world. So my fitness brand is online. I haven't launched it yet, but it's gonna be a course, like a medium ticket product and then a high ticket product. The high ticket product, I have some people who are gonna help me, like a little team, but we haven't launched any of it yet.
Uh,
So, you're trying to figure that out. The online world is it's a whole new world.
yeah, I think yeah. And then you have a podcast as well, right?
Yeah, so that goes with the online brand called New
Okay.
Exist.
Yeah.
The podcast is called Excel Beyond Boundaries, and so it's kind of similar where it's about just taking things to the next level, but more fitness. Sharing people's fitness journeys.
Mm.
'Cause everybody has such an interesting story.
Is it more like you're the only host, or you have like a co-host where you kind of round things with, or you have like a
Uh,
bunch of people that come together, or is it just like how does it
uh,
work?
I so far I've always been the host, but
Yeah.
That would be cool to do a collaboration with people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I was thinking as well. I think like to have like three, four people together, just like sharing an idea. I think that should be good. I'm down for that. If you have other
yeah.
people actually want to do something like that, we can all, you know, I'll be happy to join in. We just like share
Okay.
everybody kind of like experience. I think that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
That's a great idea. Honestly, I
Yeah,
like that. We
because
definitely have to talk.
I think when you have like three people or four, because when you have two people, what happens is people give their opinion. People kind of naturally they respect each other's opinion. But when you have a third person, that's when the disagreement starts. And no, I don't think you're right about this. You know what I mean? Like I think
Yeah.
that's when you get the most out of people. You know what I mean? When there's some type of like, yeah, when it's like three
Interesting.
or more people, I think that's when things get excited. Because every time I record a podcast with like three or four people, he always go to a different level. You can see like, especially this different topic, right? But I feel like it's in fitness, I think there's so much things we can actually talk about. So,
I like
yeah, man,
that.
I'll be happy to be on your podcast one
Okay.
day. I mean, when you want to do something, just let me know. As I said to you, I've
Yeah.
been like a personal trainer, training people, doing a lot of stuff, but now I feel like I just want to not stepping out. I'm stepping out more by force because it's not easy to kind of like live your life like that because the time that you take, the money, the energy,
Oh
you
yeah.
can't afford to be tired because if you're tired, like your body is everything. So
Oh yeah. It's tough for sure.
you know what I mean? It's
Oh
very
yeah.
tough. You have to be there
Man.
all the time. So it's hard. So is anything that you want to say before we kind of wrap it up? Anything that you feel like you wanted to share with people? I know the topic was about testosterone, but we kind of like cover the other stuff as well that was kind of needed. So anything that you feel like you want to share with people, something that they want to know first,
I would say just
advice.
to let everyone know that just to start with the basics, what
Mm,
they can. So, you know, trying to, if they can only walk once a week, you know, start with that. If they can only run once a week, whatever they can start with to get those habits going. And then not to worry about, you know, all of that at once because it's overwhelming to think like, oh, I need to figure out my diet. Oh, I need to figure out how to optimize testosterone. Like if they just start with being more active and then getting the weight training down, after getting the sleep down, you know, the fundamentals, then they can focus on eating better. And then they can focus on enhancing, you know, testosterone, which will already be way higher because of those
mm.
habits. So yeah, taking it step by step. That's all.
Yeah. Do you actually weight yourself as well? You're more focused on how you feel,
More
or you
focused
actually,
on
yeah, go on.
how I feel and how I perform. So I'll weigh myself, but it's funny because my weight really it never changes unless I like I'll eat, you know, whatever,
Man,
unless I
wow, it's
run.
so
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
yo, me, I'm always into like 1 or 2 kilo. Like you just go in. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna check these things no more. It pisses me off. Sometimes I feel like it just is always there, the same.
Yeah, my wife gets so mad because we'll have like a huge dinner or like a crazy, you know, weekend, and like it'll be like 183, and like you know, which was the same exact weight, like 183.6, like not even a pound difference from like 2 weeks ago, unless I'm running a lot, then it'll drop a little, or if I'm, you know,
Uh,
within a 5 pounds, but 10 pound range. But
And
normally,
I'm so happy when I wait myself early in the morning when I don't eat and I see that my weight is kind of high. I'm like, yes.
that's
But
funny.
yeah, but I feel like it's very frustrating. Like sometimes I feel like it's because when you put on weight, it's like, okay, sometimes you pull muscle, you burn your fat, you still have the same weight. Or sometimes what happen is you put on fat and you lose your muscle. So you
Yeah,
kind of like it's just like muscle and fat, they're just swapping each other. You're not really going anywhere. So yeah.
that's true.
And so, yeah, thanks for having you today. So it was very a pleasure to kind of talk to you today. So next time I'm going to make sure I'm with you on your podcast as well. If I have some other guests where we're going to talk about fitness, we have other things you want to share or anything, feel free to come back. I know today was a little bit confusing because of the time.
Oh, sorry about that.
And if people want to get in touch with you, do you have any website or anything?
Yes, well, they can follow me on Instagram at
Yeah.
either my main one, which is John Simos, JONSIMOS, or my athletic one is Jonathan Simos, JONATHAN.SIMOS. The website is being redone right now. It's going to be NEUXIST.com. But yeah, that's it. And I appreciate this was fun. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And thank you again, guys. And I'm gonna put all the information on the link as well. If you guys want to talk, get in touch with Jonathan, it's gonna be great. All right. Thank you again, and you guys make sure you stay tuned. All right. Thank you.